Hello, this is Mike, NoStressMike.com. Well, my camera finally gave out on me, so I'm using the cell phone camera. But anyway, I want to tell you, personal responsibility is tough. Doing things morally proper is not always easy. Funny thing happened. It wasn't funny, but it's another thing I realize I've got the proper attitude for my lifestyle. Last night I went to Central Park, and I go to Central Park a lot so I can get around people, be around people. And but this time I parked one block. You go one block past Central Park, and I turned and I parked. And so I parked, and then about a half a block, not quite half a block, there was this guy standing there by himself, had a backpack on, and he was doing that homie kind of thing, you know, where you seen gang members kind of, you know, they go around there, you know, they act that goofy. Okay, I don't know how this is going to work. I just had a telephone call. So let me try to remember what I was talking about here. Okay. Oh yeah, I saw this guy, and he's about a half a block down. It was a small block, and I got it, and he was acting goofy and stuff, and he's by himself. Now down here, they've got a lot of mentally ill that are on the street. You know, the weather is good, so they can stay on the street. They can sleep on the street. So I thought he was mentally ill. And, you know, and he was looking at me. And, you know, and he was acting goofy. So I got out of my car, and then I started walking. And I walked halfway to the end of the block, and I looked at him again. And he was still looking at me, and he was still acting goofy. And then just before I went around the corner, I stopped and looked at him again, and I gave him a big old smile and a nod, and he was, like I say, acting goofy. So that was it. I went to Central Park, and now see where I'm going with this. I'm going to need your comments. This what happened. I just set it up for you. And what has happened was really, really strange. It put my morals to the test, and it was really weird. I never had this situation happen before, so it kind of caught me off guard. But at the same time, I'm going to tell you what I did. But I need you to evaluate everything that I'm talking about and tell me what I should have done. Okay. Okay, what happened? I went to the park. When I came back, when I was getting into the car, I noticed the dome light didn't work. I turned the key, and nothing happened. And so I couldn't figure out what was going on, but nothing, you know, there was no electric, no nothing going on. When it's this. And so I went out and opened the hood and I looked, and my battery was gone. So here it was about 8 o'clock in the evening. Everything is closed, and the streets, that street, my car was the only car parked on that street. And it was less than a half a block from the main street going by. Remember I told you, you drive one block and then you turn. Okay, that's where I was at. Nobody was going down that street. Everybody was going down the main street. So I thought, in my mind, I thought, oh, man, I lost my battery. That's not a good thing. But the thing that I kept thinking is I thought, one time I had somebody break into my house. I lived out in the country, in the sticks. And what they did, they knocked a hole in the glass right above the doorknob. And then they reached in, unlocked the door, and they came in. They stole one gun, one small handgun, and a box of 22s, and that was it. I mean, I had a bunch of stuff, and that's all they took. So I knew they were going to come back. I mean, they're not going to come in something like that and then not come back. Now, using that type of thinking, I thought, they disabled my car. They know my car is not moving from this area. So they're going to be back. And they're going to come back and they're going to completely disable and do whatever they're going to do with, or disassemble and do what they're going to do to my car. So I can't leave my car. So I went down to the corner and tried to blend in and kept watching my car. And then I would see people come walking through there, and they were that kind of people. You know, I mean, they were, and they were in bunches, 2 and 3 to a bunch. And so, you know, and they were kind of, it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard. Oh yeah, one thing I forgot to tell you. That where I parked my car, the last time I parked my car there, somebody took a knife and they popped off that Toyota symbol on the trunk. So my car's been assaulted in that same spot before. So that crossed my mind when I parked there and seeing the guy. And so, but anyway, I'm waiting. Oh, and so I'm figuring out what to do, and then I don't know, who do you call for a tow? I thought I could tow my car to someplace safe, and then today I could get out and hustle up another battery. But anyway, I don't know who to call. So I do have one friend, and I called him, and he said, well, he'd come down, you know, and I thought, well, there's only one store on the other side of town that's still open that I can get another battery. So, but I couldn't go to that store and leave my car. But anyway, as I was waiting, I say these different people would show up or come by, and I kept waiting and waiting because I thought, oh boy, I'm going to be able to have some action tonight. And but nothing happened. And then my friend showed up, and he had a battery. He's got a new battery for his car that he's been working on, but the car's not ready. So I just went on and he brought his battery, and his battery worked. It was just right for my car. So I went on, put the battery in, and no big deal. And then I'm thanking him, and he came with his mother. The guy's 40-some years old, and his mother's about my age. And his mother was driving, and so she was sitting in the car, and my friend and I were standing there in the street talking. And then comes this guy comes walking up, and it was a big black guy. Now, I'm 6 foot. This guy was 6'4" to 6'6". His body type was a little heavier than me, but I mean he wasn't enlarged or fat or anything like that, overweight. This guy looked good, and he come walking up, and I saw him in the side of my eyes, saw him coming. And then he walked right on up, and he came, and we're out in the middle of the street. He came out of his way to walk up to us. And he came within arm's reach. And if I wasn't talking to my friend, well, my friend's 40-some years old. This guy was probably about 40. I'd say probably about 40. Yeah, probably about 40 years old. And this black guy. And if I wasn't talking to my friend, I would have been by myself. I would have took him as a threat, and I would have taken him down right there. But seeing I was with my friend, you know, it was different. My mindset was different, so he wasn't a threat. But he come walking up within arm's reach, and I looked up at him and I said, "That's the guy that stole my battery." And I don't know what he was saying. Now, the thing that's funny, you got to remember, okay, in general, seldom do I find big men that are bullies. Seldom. I mean, it's really seldom. And so it was funny because what he was doing was intimidating, is what the idea was. That's why he shows he's no fear, so he comes right up, like I say, within arm's reach. And when arm's reach, I don't allow people to get in arm's reach. And the only reason why I did, like I said, I was with my friend. So I was thinking, do I strike? It's funny because down here, I'm big for down here. I'm tall. So this guy's much taller than me. And blacks, there's probably a little more blacks than there are Chinese down here. But not many. There's still not many. Okay. And so it was funny that he was like that. And so I'm thinking, okay, I come across people, and when I tell them what I do, it's really funny. And they say, I'm not into violence. Violence is not good. I'm protected. My God protects me. I hear that a lot. And I come back with these people and I say, you're right. Your God protects you. And the way your God protects you, He created people like me. And we take care of the scum that feed off of people like you. And if it wasn't for people like me, the scum would eat people like you up. So I find it offensive when people find me offensive because of my violent abilities. They make judgment on me. So I'm thinking this big old guy, and I can't believe he's doing this. And when he does this to me, that means he does it to other people. Okay. My friend's mother started the car and honked her horn. She was in fear something was getting ready to happen. And so then no problem. And then so then my friend, I told him thank you. We both turned towards the guy. He walked on one side, I walked on the other side, and then I got in my car and I drove off. or we drove off. I waited to make sure that they go all right too. Okay. First, my moral dilemma. Well, another thing is, I'm too old to mess around. The good thing about being old is people like this guy walked up close to me. As I'm older, I notice I don't have to chase people down anymore. They come to me. Okay. The bad thing is, I really wasn't in a self-defense situation. I say, without my friend, I would have been. Okay, so I don't really hurt people. I do my thing, and whatever physical results happen to this person, they happen to him. You know, I mean, hey, I don't, you know, like I say, like I shot the guy in the face and he lived. Hey, I don't care. It's all right with me, you know, but, and my intent wasn't to kill him. But like I say, I don't care what happens. When I strike, I am striking a bad, evil person. And this person has hurt many others before they come to me. So, I didn't do anything. So one moral dilemma I'm having is, should have I done something? I already knew what to do. I was prepared to do it. I didn't do it. I wasn't in self-defense. There wasn't no self-defense to it. Even though he was all puckered up, like intimidation and stuff like that, that's no different than somebody standing across the street calling you a bunch of names, you know, and for intimidation. Intimidation is nothing. I mean, him standing there all puffed up is no different than somebody, like I say, across the street calling me bad names and, you know, acting tough, or on the internet. The same thing. I get it on the internet too. They call me all kinds of weird things. So, but I don't know. Should have I done something? And also, I want to know, could have I handled the situation, the total situation, different? I know I shouldn't have parked there. It was funny because I saw the guy, and when I saw him, I said, this guy's bad, when I saw him. But then he kept acting like that, and I thought, well, no, he's retarded. You know, he's got a problem. So, you know, then that's when and then the way he kept looking at me, and what he was doing was intimidation, the same intimidation. Now, next time, I will, when somebody starts doing that kind of stuff, I will probably be nice and relocate my car. Now, if that person, now see, he never did approach me when I got out of the car. Now, if they would have approached me, then I would have had to go into self-defense mode. But, so I know I should have moved after I saw the guy was acting weird. That's one thing. And, but I say, another thing, I thought I should have called a wrecker and got my car moved. But I say, we don't have AAA down here, or AA or whatever it is. Yeah. So, in other words, you take personal responsibility over everything. And it was funny because I got a laugh when I saw they stole my batteries. Because, like I say, they stole my Toyota emblem there. So I knew this is a place that crime happens. So, you know, it's my fault. I should have known better. But anyway, I would like your comments, and let me know what it is, because I'm still reevaluating the situation. The part that bothers me more than anything is I'm thinking I should have took the guy down. He shouldn't be like that. and I don't know telling how many people. I don't know if his intimidation works on people, so maybe he can rob people. So one time when I came back from Vietnam, I had two guys. I forgot what they call it, strong arm robbery, and they wanted my money, and they were gonna beat me up if I didn't give it to them. Came back from Vietnam. You think you're gonna beat me up? But there's only two of you. You didn't even bring weapons, So, oh, and that's another thing. Now, see, if he would have had a weapon, that once a weapon appears, I go in definite self-defense mode. So he didn't have a weapon, so it was hard for me to justify doing anything physical to him. But I would like your thoughts. And man, I'll tell you, this is bothering me, knowing that there's a guy like that on these streets, prowling these streets. I can't even imagine what he does to boyfriend, girlfriend walking the street, young people, old people. And I can't even imagine if he's going to do like that to me. That's another thing good about being old. When I'm old, I know. When I was younger, I used to do the same thing when I was younger. And I always used to think, when I'm whooping up on somebody, I'd be thinking, man, I wonder how many old people and young people this person has hurt before they came to a full-grown adult male. That's how these criminals work. They start with women, they start with children, they start with old people, and then they start feeling like they got a lot of courage, and then they will attempt to victimize a full-grown, healthy male. And so that's the way they work. So when I'm stomping on them, I imagine how many people this person's hurt. I mean, this person just didn't wake up this day and say, I lost my job, I need money, so I'm going to go mug this full-grown, healthy male. They don't do like that. These criminals, that's what they are. They're a criminal. A criminal attitude. They're just bad people. And like I say, I give them a chance to do good when they're around me, because sometimes I have to deal with these people. So, but like I say, when they're with me, there's sure not going to be no criminal activity. And like this guy, I say, I don't know if there was another way I could have handled it. But anyway, I'd appreciate your thoughts and your input. This is Mike, NoStressMike.com.